Good morning. Welcome to Reinvention Saturdays. My name is Benjamin Kamoya. Very excited to connect with you here this morning. And thank you for all of you who join us every Saturday as we just really spend time to grow and develop our capacity and potential. And it's my great pleasure here today, even as we get started, to thank all of you that have reached out to me just as you really, seek to manifest the brilliance that is within you, as you seek to master that genius code within you, as you seek a full expression of your capacity and potential. Thank you so much for all of you who reached out to me, and we're in touch with you. My team is connecting with you, and we are serving you in every way. If you haven't reached out, if you've been following through every Saturday, and you've not really made a step in the direction to listen to that voice that says you could do more, you could have more, I really want you to interrogate why you're holding back, why you're not showing up the way that you could. I really want you to interrogate that, because every Saturday morning I'm looking forward to connecting with you. This past week I have been out in Kisumu, and I was just looking forward to today and how I can serve you. And so if you sense that there's something more you could do and you're not doing it, I think that's on you, and you owe it to yourself to just listen to that voice and make that leap and take the plunge and jump in. We had an amazing time. Anyway, let's get into the meat of today's session. And the meat of today's session is really in line with a conversation that I started last Saturday when I talked about the fact that I hate the word potential. And I did share why I hate that word, because every time I hear that word, it's always ironical how life looks like in those situations where someone is saying they have great potential, and when you look at them, they are suffering and there is lack, scarcity in every way. That was my story, and I see that story for many other people. Today, I want to take a different tangent with that word, but I want us to really think through the voice of potential. In other words, when potential speaks, can we recognize it? What does it say? And what meaning do we make with the voice when it speaks? That is what I want us to talk about today. The voice of potential. And this is how it sounds like. Why not me? Why not me? I remember very well, I was working as a personal assistant and busy typing away and doing the work and everything that a personal assistant normally does. And I was doing that with my boss at that time was sitting at his dining table, and we're just doing the work that we need to do. And then the bell to the door rang, and in came somebody, probably some of you already know, the amazing Faith Muturi. Faith Muturi had come in to meet with my boss at that time, who was also in the training and speaking space, and she had come in to discuss with him a program that they were doing. There I was sitting with my boss, we were doing certain work, and this lady comes in, Faith Muturi, and they begin to discuss the program. It was a leadership program and how they're going to do it, and they're designing it, and they're thinking about it, and they're reflecting on how the course will go and the session will go. And there I am sitting, and everything within me is saying, if this person is doing it, why am I not doing it? Why not me? And you see, that's the voice of potential. And you and I recognize that voice. You have heard it not once, not twice. You've heard it a million times. You see life, you see situations and circumstances, and the voice that is within you, the conversation that you're not even telling anyone that goes on within you is, why not me? If they can do that, why am I not doing it? If they can achieve that, why am I not achieving it? If they can. And it's normally a voice of, why not me? And this is not a voice of entitlement. It's very different. It's very different. It's not the voice of entitlement. It's not I deserve. It's always a voice of sympathy, a voice of pity, and a voice that really convicts you from your innermost part and asks you, why not you? Why are you less? Yesterday we were sitting having lunch with a businessman, huge businessman in India, of Indian descent, living in Kisumu. Definitely a Kenyan in every way, but Indian by descent. And we were having conversations about his business and the expansion that he seeks to do and the big things that he wants to do. He's amazing. I mean, he's won, the CEO awards, at one point in Kenya. And one of the things that he mentioned is he's got these big plans to expand and to grow. Obviously, the conversation on the table was about his leadership development and how we're going to come alongside him as coaches. And we did discuss that. But the big conversation was around the fact that he wants to grow and develop and expand. And those that are around him are asking him, why do you want to do that? I mean, you already have this thing that you're doing, and you could do more here. Why do you want to go and add something else? I mean, you focus on this one. Focus on this one. And his response really amazed me. He told this man who's speaking to him, and he said, what is the different genetic code that those people that I know have? I mean, they are running 20, 30, any different. And that's the voice of potential that recognizes that that person who is doing the things that you could do is not any different from you. They're not any different from you. And that is really the voice of potential. And today I wanted to share with you 3 main messages and the meaning to make about these 3 main messages. 3 main messages and the meaning to make. The first message is internally triggered. The first message is internally triggered. And that message sounds like, go and start a business. This is not my dream. I know there is more within me. Why am I settling for less? And that is the message. That is the voice of potential. It is triggered from within you. When you're just sitting somewhere and you just evaluate your life and you hear that you can be more. You can do more. Why are you settling for this? Why are you allowing these circumstances to drive you? Why have you settled so much for what you know that is beneath you? Why are you living in such a place? Why are you leading such a life? And this is just you quietly somewhere thinking about your life, and these conversations are happening internally. This is the voice of potential. And that's the first voice. It is internally triggered. And it tells you that you could do more. It tells you that you could have more. It tells you you're settling for less. It tells you that you could achieve greater than you are actually achieving. And that's the first thing. That's the voice of potential. It's internally triggered. And that is the first message. Here's the second message. And this message is externally triggered. It's externally triggered. In other words, I see somebody living a certain lifestyle, and I ask myself, why not me? I see someone driving a certain car, and I say, why not me? I see someone setting up a business and having certain success, and I say, why not me? I find someone who is gifted, in my understanding, as I am gifted, and I ask myself, why not me? And so this voice is normally externally triggered. You see people doing things, and that becomes and acts like a mirror of your greatness, a mirror of the potential that is within you, a mirror of your possibilities. And you ask the question, why not me? Why not me? Why not me? And that one is externally triggered. And it doesn't happen unless you are in spaces where your potential is being challenged. You know very much of people that have traveled outside this country, and when they go out there and they see the level of infrastructure, the systems and how they work, the order and the way it is, one question you ask yourself is, why is this so difficult for us? Why is it that our government is not able to implement something like this? Why is this so difficult? Why is this so? Why is this so? Why is this so? And it tells you that you have everything, that you're fully resourced. You're fully resourced to take action. To take action. Let me go to the third voice. The third voice is also triggered from within, and it's the voice of your imagination. Now, this one is different because it doesn't speak. You see it. Each one of us has moments in our lives when we're sitting down, we're relaxing, we're in bed, we're asleep, we're awake, we're walking, and there are moments where you get zapped and you step into this imaginative life and you see yourself as an actor in a certain movie scene in your mind. You're this character who has this quality of life, who has this impact. You see yourself. That's the word that I am using. You see yourself as. You see yourself as a successful businessman. You see yourself as the father of certain children. You see yourself as an influencer in a certain space. You see yourself speaking in front of an audience. You see yourself driving a certain car. You see yourself living a certain lifestyle. This is the voice of potential. Your potential is telling you this is what could be possible. And then for some reason your alarm rings or some van passes by and hoots, and you're zoomed back into reality, into your circumstances, into the facts of your life that are completely different from what you were seeing a few seconds ago. And so what I'm trying to say here is this. These are the three main messages, and they come to us in certain ways. They come to us in certain ways, either internally triggered, your imagination, internally triggered, the voice of more, you literally can hear that, and that externally triggered, when you see situations that are a mirror for you and a challenge for the things that you could be doing and the things that you could create in your life. Those are the three messages. Now, let's talk about the meaning that you make of these messages. Every message that comes to you from your potential that sounds like, why not me? I could do more, I could achieve more, I could have more. Why not me? I know that I could start a business. Why am I living such a life? And internally, you are living that reality. Or you see the scenes of your life, you see the upcoming scenes, and you see your greatness. You imagine it. You play the movie of your life in the coming days, and you say, I will be great, I will be awesome. I normally see myself doing such things. Whenever that voice is speaking, it has one message to you. And the meaning to make of that is your greatness. It's that you are fully resourced. It's that you are fully equipped. It's that is a possibility. And you should not settle for less. It tells you you're fully resourced. It tells you that you've got the capability to create that. And it tells you that you should not settle for less. You see, this voice evokes a desire within us. It evokes a desire within us. And what is desire? What is desire? Let's define it. Desire is the effort of an unexpressed possibility seeking to be birthed within and through you. Desire is the effort. Sometimes it's just a blip. Why not me? Effort, a blip. Oh, I can live a better life. Effort, a blip. Oh, the imagination scenes in my life. I see myself becoming, doing, having. Desire is the effort of an unexpressed It's not been expressed before. And this is that little effort. It has not seen itself turn into reality. But this is an effort of that unexpressed possibility. Remember, it's a possibility because you are fully resourced. This voice is coming to tell you, look at the store. There is every resource to create that life. You say, why not me? It can be you. You say, this is not my dream. Yes, go into your dream. You see the imagination and the pictures of what you could be. Yes, go live it. And it's that possibility that I want you to tap into. It's what I want you to tune into. It's what I want you to become a student of. Follow that voice. Let it lead you. It knows more than you know. It's not restricted by your current circumstances and conditions. Desire is the effort, blip, of an unexpressed possibility, seeking to be birthed, seeking to be birthed. Everything you see is seeking to be birthed. It's seeking to be birthed within and through you. It's seeking to be birthed. And I love this. This changed my life completely when I heard it. And it was my mentor, Paul, and he said this, the word desire has its root in Latin, in the Latin language. And desire, it's two words, de and sire. De and sire. And if you think about siring has got everything to do with seed. It is the man who has the seed who sires children. When that seed is provided, it sires children. When it is placed in a conducive environment, which is the womb, it turns into a baby. And so when you think about your dreams, the desire is that there is a seed of potential. There is the seed of all the possibilities that you're thinking about in that moment. And all that seed is seeking is an enabling environment. All that seed needs from you is to be allowed to sprout, is to be placed on the soil. And it will not fight for anything else. It will just fight for itself. But oftentimes we kill that seed. We kill that seed. The moment that desire falls within our minds, it begins to find expression within the weeds of our lives. The facts and the conditions and the circumstances that you're in. When you look around and you say, how am I going to become this when I'm in such a space? Who has ever gone to greatness when they're in such a space? Let me tell you, they didn't go to greatness from that place that they were in physically. They went to greatness from the place that they were in spiritually, from the place that they were in intellectually. You see, it's one thing to be in a dumpster physically. It's another thing to be in a dumpster intellectually, mentally. It's another thing. But if you can be in the worst circumstances of your life, but you do not see yourself from there, but rather launch into the dreams and the greatness that you see is possible and is evident for you from a place of the awareness of your resourcefulness, my friend, you will achieve what the many greats have achieved. The path that you seek to walk on has been walked on by many other people. And so these are the things that we're discussing today. If you just joined us, we're talking about the voice of potential. And it's triggered in three ways. It's triggered twice internally and once externally. Twice internally is through your imagination, the pictures, the scenes of your life. It's triggered internally when you say, this is not my dream. You're with a mop like I was, sweeping the floor, cleaning the hall. And I hear, this is not my dream. This is not my dream. This is not where I should be. I shouldn't be settling for this. I was living in a certain neighborhood and everything within was like, no, I shouldn't be here. There were cats messing up, shitting up on the staircases. And every time I'm walking up the stairs, there's poop from cats. And I'm just saying, no, I don't deserve to be here. But the current circumstances and the conditions, the money that I was earning demanded that that's where I needed to live. And so listening to that voice of potential is understanding that the meaning of that message is that I am fully resourced. I'm fully resourced. Number two, this is a desire. This is the desire. It's seeking to be birthed within me. It's seeking to be birthed within me. How do I birth it? How do I bring it forth? That's the desire. And it's seeking to be birthed within you. And then three, what are the possibilities? What are the possibilities? And which direction should I go into? Yeah. Now, all of us have got this voice. All of us hear it. All of us hear it. The question is, when you hear that voice, what do you do? Because most of us have not been taught and have not had a guide, a mentor, to show us what to do with that voice. And immediately the voice says, why not me? This is not my dream. I see myself living this life. Immediately what happens is the voice of your current circumstances and conditions, your narratives and limitations tells you, you should not. Yeah, you should not. And it gives you because you are not. You should not because you are not. And that is a question of your self-image. You're dreaming here that you're going to meet the president and shake his hand. You should not because you're not. And it tells you, kill that dream. It tells you, kill that baby. Dead on arrival. You should not because you are not. That's the first one that it speaks to you. I'm going to give you the second one. The second one, it says, you should not because you have not. You should not because you have not. And even the people that in your life confirm this message for you. You go and tell your dad, your mom, guess what? I'm going to be this. I'm going to do that. This is what I see. I'm going to have a big business. I'm going to have branches in wherever. And they tell you, you who cannot even make your bed in the morning when you wake up. We have to keep organizing your drawer. Can't even fold your clothes. How are you going to start a business with operations in Africa? Go and bring water for me. You're having crazy dreams over here. Those people in your life, they embed that voice. And whenever you hear the voice of potential telling you, why not me? You see the businesses, why not me? You see the future glimpses of your life. And the voice comes. You should not, because you have never. You should not, because you have not. You should not, because. What's the because that you get when the voice of potential speaks to you? Because if you know the voice that the voice that you should not tells you, the because tells you, then inside there is a gift. And that gift is knowing what to do so that that voice will not tell you you should not because if you go and do the thing that it tells you you cannot because, then it has got no evidence on you and you've made a step in the forward direction to create that which you want. Every time I want to leap into the future and live the life of my dreams and do what I know is possible through me, I get so many you should not because. You should not try that because the last time you tried that, you were broke. Because the last time you do that, you sank into debt. Because the last time you did that, you didn't know where to get the money from. Because the last time, and I list down because the last time, because all of them. And then I say, so how do I respond to this voice? I need to give it evidence. And that is what the first voice is. It is asking for evidence. All it's telling you, and it's not your enemy, it's your friend. All it's telling you is I don't have something to work with. I don't see any cells of recognition in your life. I don't know you to be the person who climbs a mountain overnight. I don't think you should do it. And it's good. Thank you for telling me that. What if I prepare? Will you allow me? And when you do prepare, you will say, yes, go ahead, climb the mountain. I've got you. You've built within me the resources to do that. And that is the voice of our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is more powerful than we know, more than we think. It runs our life. Right now, it's determining your temperature, your body temperature, how many times you blink, the bodily functions, your skin, responding to temperature, thinking through everything that is required to keep you alive, your breathing patterns, your brain functions, digesting the food you had in the morning. Or while you listen to me, you're not thinking about those things. And so the subconscious mind operates on programming, and it operates on that programming. And so when the voice of potential is speaking and saying, you could do this, you could have this, you could be that, the programmed voice wears glasses and says, wait a minute, you should not, because we do not have in our archives you doing such a thing. But that's not the end of the story. If you can prepare, it will serve you. The second voice is the voice of you, because you are not. Because you are not. And this is a voice of self-image. This is self-image. You cannot outperform your self-image. And for us as human beings, we are designed in such a way that we think in images. We don't think in words. So when I say apple, you see the fruit. When I say a blue pineapple, you don't even see a blue pineapple. You see a pineapple for what it is, green or orange and yellow. When I say a banana, you see a banana. You see the thing. And so whenever we think about ourselves, we see an image of who we are. And when we look at scenes of our life, for instance, a scene of you having influence and impact and income in society, you see yourself being someone, and that's the voice of potential telling you you're fully resourced, you've got this. The desire that is seeking to be expressed within you, as you seek to go there, your self-image on this other side, which is resident inside your subconscious mind, tells you that's not who we know you to be. And the programming that you have given us is that you are poor, you are unable, you don't know how, you have never, you live in this place. That's not who you are. I am sorry. I will not give the orders to create that. So you remain forever bound by the circumstances that you find yourself in, because you allow them to define who you are. So the work is to go behind the scenes and begin to work on your self-image. And that is where mantras, visualization, affirmations come in. And the reason for this is not some dabracadabra, if I say this 100 times, then it's going to be. No. Your mind is a fertile ground. And when you speak these affirmations and believe them, what you're seeking to do is to sow the seeds that change your narrative, that change your programming. So back to this whole idea of positive thought, positive talk. It's not just positive talk for positive talk. You're planting. You're planting. And if in your mind everything that has grown inside there is lack, scarcity, you planted that. You planted that. And you think you're going to bully your subconscious mind that today I am great and I am awesome and I am powerful. So repeat this affirmation 67 times. You will die poor. Take it from me. Because you cannot bully your subconscious mind. What you want to do is you want to create a fertile ground and begin to sow those seeds. Seeds of your greatness and seeds of your awareness, and really believing who you are. And that is what reinvention is inviting you to do. Reinvention is inviting you to come into that journey of saying, who am I? Who have I believed myself to be all along? And how does that serve me? How does it sabotage me? And what could I benefit if I believed in? If I believed in my greatness, if I believed in my potential, if I believed the upcoming sins of my life, if I changed the narrative of everyone who told me that I cannot, that I am not, that I am a loser, and I begin to identify evidence of me being a winner, of being a conqueror, of being great. And this goes back to really interrogating the truth that you have allowed to become your truth. And I go back to the work that I do, which is first of all, mastering who you are. Because if you don't master that brilliance, if you don't master that voice of your potential, you cannot manifest it. And if you can't manifest it, you cannot monetize it. Impact and income will elude you forever. And so the first job in our reinvention journeys is always to master, who am I? And I can tell you, I meet high capacity leaders in my work every single day. And the hardest thing, even for the smartest people to do, is to define themselves as who they are without necessarily saying what they do. It's hard for someone to stand up and say, hi, my name is Benjamin Kamoye, and I'm gifted as a creative communicator. Full stop. They have to come and tell you, hi, my name is Peter, and I am the chief executive, and I am the director, and then I am the owner, and I am a business owner. I run this, and I do. Who are you? Before you are all those things you're doing, who are you? Most people have never mastered that. And so they run around through life seeking validation from the things that they do and finding identity in those things, as opposed to really going back to the very beginning, saying, because I am, not because I am, because I do, not because I do, I am. You can never get it reversed. If you do get it reversed, the tail will be wagging the dog instead of the dog wagging the tail. And that's what I desire for you, to articulate who you are. And once you master that, really step into what are these possibilities that I sense within me. This blueprint, beat, pulse of greatness telling me, it's nagging me day and night, telling me you could do that. Why not you? I see myself in these scenes of my life doing this. What is it about who I am that allows me to do this? And then you step in and begin to manifest it and get really good at it and get really good at it and get sought out for it and determine how much you'll get paid for it and call the shots in terms of the price and double your income, triple your income, quadruple your income every single year. There's a market that's going to pay for that which you're good at. And that's how impact and income becomes a reality for you. And that's what I design. That's what Reinvention Saturdays is all about. This coming week, we're going to be giving opportunity to those who would raise your hand and say, I want to do this, to work with me directly. Work with me directly in really defining what your reality should be, responding to the voice of that potential, and believe fully in what that voice promises. You're not less in any way, and you shouldn't deserve less in any way. I believe that, and I know that is true, and I am proof of that message, and I believe that for you, and I'm ready to guide you through a process that I know has worked for me and many others that I have taken through this process to really step into the fullness of our greatness. More details are going to be coming up. If you are in my body of work, if we have the email in one way or the other, you're going to know that first. Okay. And if you're in our body of work, it's probably because you've signed up in one way or the other to courses. And if you're new here, you haven't done that, you haven't done that, send an email to reinvention@kamoye.com. And one of my team members is going to be in touch with you so that when we're getting this message out fast to those people who are in our body of work, because I just want to work with a few people first. I want to really go deep with a few people. When we begin that, you will get to hear it first before we open it up to the rest of the world. Thank you so much for your time here today. Signing out, this is Benjamin Kamoye, and I believe in your greatness. I believe in your potential. I know that you are fully resourced. I know that. Absolutely know that. All right. Blessings. Be well. And bye for now. I'll see you next Saturday, same time, 7 a.m. East African time. Blessings. Be well. And bye for now.